1 week after the great political shitstorm, we returned to more football action. Sort of. This game's main theme was unity. Both teams and about 15 fans were united as one in the national anthem. The NFL fandom became united in realizing that Mike Glennon is a turnover machine, and we became united in our vitriol towards Danny Trevathan. You're supposed to link arms, Danny, not helmets. Miami, when I said that you were as fucked as a dolphin in Japanese waters, that was supposed to be hyperbole. Where the hell did your offense go? 6 points in 8 quarters against 2 awful defenses? Did you fail to adapt to Greenwich Mean Time? At least New Orleans bothered to show up, which I can't say for goddamn Miami. God save the Queen. I should stop assuming some matches will be close. Case in point, another great export from the Factory of Sadness. An absolute blowout by the Bungles. What a great rivalry. A surprisingly close game in Goatsy Stadium, with the Bills hanging tough, with the Falcon squad doing everything in their power to hand them victory. It may have something to do with Julio Jones being injured, but this is still pretty sad. But there's still a chance for Atlanta victory. All they have to do is convert a 4th and 1 and you're still trying to pass? Did Sarkisian hit the sauce again? It's like you're trying to be laughed at. Look, mommy, I'm a Falcon. This game was just a shit show. A game where both teams were desperately trying to give each other the game, yet each team butt fumbled most chances they got. In the end, the Jets looked surprisingly competent for stretches, even if they're facing Bortles, and they somehow won. Bad Jets, bad touch, you're fucking up the tank! 5-win seasons don't get you one of those sexy QBs. Unfortunately, they are still trying to repair Sam Bradford's glass interior, so the offense took a bit of a hit against Detroit. They just couldn't keep up, even with the defense keeping them in the game. The Lions proved themselves superior, but you have to look at positives. Dalvin Cook looks pretty good so far. New England, where the fuck is your defense? Like, I didn't expect you to be the Iron Curtain that everyone was expecting you to be, but I think people anticipated you being a shade better than cataclysmic volcanic eruption. You faced a Panthers team on the ropes, and not only allowed them back in it, you gave them life. Cam Newton returned to MVP form against that vaunted D. Even worse, look who you're tied with. The fucking Jets. Brady is still playing like a demigod, and you are no better off than the butt fumble. Can't even get out of my sight. It's always a good day when Jerry Jones is forced to eat a trough full of shit at his self-relating excuse of a stadium he has. It's easy to do when you couldn't stop Todd Gurley even if you constructed a brick wall at the 20-yard line. It's crazy to believe the Rams are alright now. Dare I could say they could win their No, I can't think that. That's goddamn blasphemy. Snap out of it. I'm about to call the Ravens the politically correct football team. Why? Completely inoffensive. Joe Flacco can't manage the game, the receivers can't catch, the running game is going in circles, and the line is full of hyphens. The Steelers haven't looked all that good so far, and even they managed to breeze through you guys. Antonio Brown even celebrated by abusing a Gatorade cooler like his goodwill in the city.
Shotgun on 3rd and 13. Flacco steps up.
Houston, we have liftoff. What I thought was going to be a great matchup of 2 potential AFC South contenders turned out to be slapstick. Just absolute bitch slapping by the Texans with a coming out party for the ages for Deshaun Watson. The Titans may be in trouble too. Mariota's hamstring decided to tense up like their buttholes did today. Now you deal with Matt Castle? He's still around? Stop. Texans, they're already dead. Show mercy, please. We have entered the land of no quarterback. A land where both teams struggle to comprehend things like offensive pass blocking and red zone play calling. An abyss where the only death is slowed by the bludgeoning of field goals. You could have literally waited until the last play of the game and thought you were wasting your time. But Larry Fitzgerald is still a beast and saved the Cardinals from certain embarrassment. For now. Game 3 into the Mengeleyan experiment in LA leaves the Chargers experiencing the status quo of another painful loss. The team fell apart at the worst possible times to a competent offense and couldn't muster points against a battered and injured defense. Even worse, it's a home game full of Eagles fans. And the FAA allowed critics to fly planes above StubHub Center. And they put in fucking tarp to cover seats in a 30,000-seat stadium. They should start streaming these games on Pornhub because San Diego is enjoying this a little too much. I should feel bad, but this is called karma. Fuck you, Spanos. It's incredible. The Giants are actually doing things with the ball that don't involve peeing on it in the end zone. They have the lead, and all they have to do is hold the Bucs off with their strong defense to win the first game of the season. Nick Folk has been whiffing on kicks all game long. It almost seems too good to be true. Then you realize that it is. A kicker from Tampa Bay actually made a field goal. It's the apocalypse, isn't it? Oakland is starting to struggle a bit. They couldn't get anything going against an admittedly strong Denver defense. The running game was on a treadmill. Derek Carr has looked highly mortal as of late, and now he had to leave the game due to injuries. EJ Manuel does not inspire confidence, and it showed today. If Carr is out for a while, Oakland is as fucked as they are by the Raiders courting Las Vegas. Sacrifice everything you can to save his health. Your playoff future depends on it. The social justice warrior of the NFL started off sluggish yet again, allowing a bottom feeder like the Colts to think they actually had a chance of winning. Then the Seahawks realized that they were playing the fucking Colts. It quickly got ugly after that. The Legion of Boom showed their might against a hapless Indy offense, even with Jacoby Brissett doing the best that he can do with a limited arsenal. Michael Bennett, on the other hand, at least Chris Carson. Why does everyone I like get injured? Finally, a game I expect to be tightly contested turns out to be so. Kansas City went into their patented bend but don't break offense and forced the Redskins to make metric tons of defensive mistakes. Also, last I checked, half of the D went into ER as well. Kirk Cousins played some solid ball, but Josh Doxson proved his first-round pedigree by failing to come up with a crucial catch. The Chiefs were, surprisingly, the ones doing the heartbreaking. They look pretty legit so far, which means that they will probably be eliminated in the second round once again. Still less pathetic than the suspension they gave to Trevathan. One game on appeal? What a farce.
Pumped, lets it fly, in stride, caught by Smith-Schuster for the touchdown. The 20-year-old Juju Smith